Hello friends, myself Dr. Sudha. Welcome to my channel Indian Homeo. Friends, in our last video, we have seen rhinitis, which is nothing but one of the condition of upper respiratory tract infection. In today's video, we are going to see about sinusitis. So let us understand what are these sinuses. These sinuses are nothing but a sac or a cavity which is present in any organ or tissue. So today we are going to see the paranasal sinuses. So what are the paranasal sinuses? These are nothing but these are the air-filled cavities in the cranial bones, that is the skull, especially near the nose and connecting to it. There are four pairs of paranasal sinuses, as you can see here in the picture. The first one is the frontal sinus, which is present above the eyes. The second is sphenoid sinus, present in between the nose. The third is the ethmoid sinus, which is present behind the eyes. And the fourth one is maxillary sinus, which is present on the either side of the nose. So what is the purpose of this sinus in our body? Or what are the functions of these sinuses? The sinuses play very important role. They lighten the skull and allow the resonance, the sound production better. The next important function is they produce the mucus which moisturizes the inside of nose and sinus and protects from dust, dirt, air pollutants and microorganisms. There is a small opening in each sinus that connects to the nose. The layer of the mucus which is formed in the sinus is swept out of each sinus via the ostium to the nose, backward into the throat where it is swallowed. Now, what happens when these sinuses get infected or inflamed? When the sinuses get infected or inflamed, they start producing symptoms which is termed as the condition sinusitis. When the sinuses get blocked and filled with fluid, they start producing symptoms such as stuffy nose, facial pain, headache, the postnasal dripping, and sometimes earache. Now, what are the causes? Why the sinuses get inflamed? According to the modern medicine, the causes of sinusitis include bacterial or viral infections and rarely the fungal infection. Other causes include allergens like pollen, grass, smoke, weed, rain, wind, perfume, certain food materials like milk, nuts, etc. Now, let us understand what happens when the sinuses get inflamed. That is the pathophysiology of sinus. So, when there is mucosal swelling or the swelling in the mucosa of sinus, this leads to the obstruction of nasal ostia. Nasal ostia, we have seen earlier that it is a opening between the sinus and the nose through which the mucus drains. So, because of this obstruction of nasal ostia, there occurs hypoxia and mucus retention. Due to this mucus retention, there is reduced movement of the cilia. Cilia are nothing but a small hair-like structure which removes the mucus from and the debris from the nose. Now, this mucus retention and reduced movement of cilia creates an environment for the bacterial growth. Now, this is the time when the person starts getting the symptoms. Stuffy nose, heaviness in the frontal headache, heaviness in the head, sometimes pain in ear, heavy ears. So this is the acute condition. Now, what happens when the sinusitis remains for longer duration or for quite some time? That is when it becomes chronic. In chronic condition, there occurs mucosal hyperplasia. Mucosal hyperplasia is nothing but there is increase in the growth of the tissue of sinus mucosa. This leads to continuous inflammatory infiltrates. Inflammatory infiltrates means the inflammatory cells, they come and gather around the blood vessels. So even if this condition is not treated properly, then it may lead to the formation of the nasal polyps. Now we have seen the causes according to the modern medicine. Let us come to understand the homeopathic approach or the homeopathic cause of sinusitis. In rhinitis, we have seen the psych or the cause considered in homeopathy is the stink conflict. The same scent or the stink conflict is the cause of sinusitis. That is the smelling trouble. It is the threat of competitor or an opponent either at workplace, at school, at home, or in any relationship. This stink conflict is also experienced when there is exposure to unpleasant smell like cigarette smoke or smoke from industry, when the person believes that such smoke can be harmful. Now, the question arises why the sinus condition becomes chronic. It is because the conflict is reactivated when the person experiences the similar type of stink situation. So, friends, our body is in continuous conversation with us. If we understand what the signs and symptoms our body is throwing, it becomes easy for us to resolve the conflict and to get out of that situation. Coming to the treatment part of sinusitis, the homeopathic treatment. In homeopathy, with the individualized approach, sinusitis can be cured. So, what is this individualized approach? So, there were two girls, twin sisters in my clinic with the same complaint of sinusitis, of stuffy nose, difficulty in breathing, sometimes heaviness in ear because of congested frontal sinus, constant running nose. The age of those girls was between 3 to 4 years, and they started producing the complaint when they first started going to their nursery school. So they suffered from similar type of conflict. They experienced rather similar type of conflict. They almost had same type of symptoms of sinusitis, of post-nasal dripping, nasal congestion, and earache. But the treatment and the medicine which was given was different to both the girls. One got cured with Salicia and the other got cured with chamomilla. This was because though the symptoms were same, the medicine was selected depending upon their build, their nature, temperament, and their sensitivity. This is the individualized approach of homeopathy, which gives a complete cure. So, friends, if anyone in your family, of any one of your friends suffering from the sinusitis, you can always suggest them to go for homeopathy treatment. But please do visit a homeopathy doctor. Don't take the medicine available over the counter without consultation of the doctor. Please like and subscribe to the channel Indian Homeo. Thank you.